Hello and welcome to winter on October 14th. So, that's what my slides look like. It's a bunch of snowflakes because I hate Mother Nature. Anyways, I'm going to talk to you today about Google Stream and why it's important to make sure that we try to clean that up for our students. I've been working with some teachers and I've seen a lot of different ways that teachers have been utilizing Stream, and I want to make sure that we're helping our students as best we can with how we use our Google Classroom, Google Stream. So first of all, what in the butts is Liz Hain talking about? Well, Google Stream is the first page on your Google Classroom. So when you go into Google Classroom, you and your students are first landed at your stream. So that's the page where students get the class code and the Meet link if you're using that, where they see their assignments. And oftentimes our stream looks like this, right? So all of our assignments are listed here. Classwork is where students actually do the work. And so Stream is the first page that students see when they see your Google Classroom. So why do you even need to care about the stream? Who gives a poop? So the purpose of the stream, the intention behind it is for a couple different reasons. First of all, to emphasize important information for students in the class. So if you want to remind students, hey, in order to study for your test, do this. Or, hey, remember when David found this in the lab? Don't forget about that. Things like that. So you're emphasizing things. Or you could diffuse or spread out material from outside of the class. So perhaps you found an article that was good for your students to read about your current topic of study. Or it's homecoming week. Kids want to know what the schedule is. Post that. Any school announcement saying, oh, hey, remember juniors, the PSAT is coming up, you got to register, and you can put that information on the stream. You can also, if you are brave, you can also have it be a place where students participate, ask questions, and kind of engage each other in academic discussion. That, like I said, you got to be brave if you want to do that one. But at the very least, that's what Stream should do. And like I said, this is what a lot of our streams look like this, where it's literally just a list of our information, a list of what we've posted on our classwork page. This tends to clutter the stream and students then don't pay attention to it. And that is an issue because if you want to emphasize important ideas, if you really want students to pay attention to something, where else are you going to put it? You have to put it, the stream is the place for you to put those things, but when there's too much on the screen, that's when kids don't pay attention. Or, let's get real, they won't pay attention either way, but they'll be less likely to pay attention if we've trained them to ignore it, which is kind of what we've been doing. So essentially, I'm telling you that you can use your stream to really emphasize important things for your students. So then how do I do that? Well, here's that Google Classroom that I just showed you and all this stream. I did have something that I wanted to remind my students about in my basket weaving class, but look it's halfway down the page. My students have just stopped looking at the stream. So what do? Go up to the little gear. That is where you're going to see all of the settings for your Google Classroom. So when you go down, this is where you see the information about the stream. This is where I said, if you want it, if you're brave, you could say that students could post and comment, meaning they could make their own post saying hey, everybody comment on this. Again, if you're brave, if you trust your students to engage in academic discussion or fruitful conversation, you could say that students can only comment on things that you post or only things that you are the only person that can do anything on the stream. Because I'm weak, I say only teachers can post or comment. The other thing that I would suggest is taking the classwork off of the stream. That's what my stream currently has on it. I would hide notifications for all classwork because kids already know that classwork typically has been posted, so they don't need the stream. So instead, have to make sure that on the stream you hide notifications from your classwork page. That's the material, that's the assignments, that's that stuff. So once you save that, now my students only see one thing. And they are going to be trained to pay attention if they see something new. They're not going to see what they did before. They're not going to see this stuff, right? Why bother looking at any of this? Because I know Ms. Hain just constantly, like, this is all of the assignments that I already know I can access on Classroom. So instead, make sure that they use Classroom how you want it to be used. Classroom, the classwork page is where you can demonstrate, this is where the materials and the assignments are. Stream is where important announcements are. So you could say, and I used it like this all the time, I'm sick, I'm at homesick today. Make sure that you complete the homework, and then list whatever that homework is. Boom. Post it. Kids will see, oh, that's different, that's new. Like, they'll pay attention to that. If you really want to spice it up, you can put a picture of some kind in there. So you could put upload a picture, like what's a random file that I could have. Well, I'm not going to do that for you. But like if you use the stream how it's intended, then you can really make this a useful component of your classroom. Right now, a lot of us have a stream that looks like this. And I don't blame you. Like, why bother going in there? Like, why would I use the stream that way? Well, because you haven't in the past, and so you don't know the potential impact that this could have. I would avoid putting that classwork on the stream, because the other thing too is that kids can see what their homework is over here. So in this little page on the Classroom page, they already can see that. The stuff that you've posted, any upcoming homework is listed there. And so just a tip to help organize what you've got going on. Because you want to train your students to look at the stream so that they see any important information, any important announcements, anything that's a quick reference. Anytime that there's homework or materials, think of this. This is their textbook. This is their classroom. This is where they should be getting that information. So enjoy the